I want to do a video about brain nutrition, and it's going to be a longer video, but anyone who's got mental health problems, I recommend you watch it. I've got schizophrenia, and I had a life of about 30 years of no mental health problems, developed schizophrenia in my 30s due to legal highs and various other things, influences which I think brought on, and it being in my genetics. But anyway, I had long tormented years, many years of many delusions, getting sectioned in and out of hospital, and then I discovered later, in the last 3 years, about 7 years into the condition, that removing wheat from my diet massively improves my condition, and I've found out since that there's lots of other people who have this gluten sensitivity, which is different from celiac disease. And I found out as well recently that 30% of people with schizophrenia are gluten sensitive that they admit to, and this is compared to the 6% that they admit to that have it in the general population. So obviously that's 5 times more, and I've discovered that I've got it myself, and with myself it just makes the condition a lot more acute. It makes it a lot more, like the voices in my head are a lot more dark and a lot more convincing, and like my delusions are a lot more convincing, and I'm just in a very darker place when I have gluten in my diet, and it's like clockwork. I've tested it over the years now. It's about 3 years that I've discovered now that I've been gluten sensitive, and I've fell off the wagon a few times. Last year in particular, I kind of I included gluten in my diet again, and I had suffered again, and it was hard to get back off again. But I want to kind of share it with others now, because what it did do is it kind of sent me down the rabbit hole of brain nutrition and wanting to share it with others, what I've learned, and like the things that I stick to, which help me a lot. And like I've researched all, I've tried everything. Some things have worked, some things that haven't. And for me, myself, what helps a lot with me, 100%, the gluten sensitivity. And with that, I say, give it up for 30 days. Try it. If it works for you, keep going. If it doesn't, give it up. But the other things are brain nutrition with eating the right fats. I call them the 4 boxes to tick. So you've got eating the right fats, removing trigger foods, which includes the gluten, but there's other stuff. Inflammation, which is an important one, and not many people target, but lowering inflammation helps a lot with your brain health. It does with me, and it's just good for you anyway. And the other one is gut health, which is one that most people know quite a lot about. And it's quite in the media, but I think that not many people are aware of the fat situation. I think that's demonized, and I think that there's a lot of misinformation around nutrition, and in particular brain nutrition, and even more so with wheat. I think there's a big agenda with wheat. There's a lot of money involved, and there's a lot of different cogs turning when it comes to all the information out there on nutrition, and I think there's no real truth. So what I try and do is, and what I'm going to do with the videos is, I'm just going to concentrate on the brain nutrition. I'm an ex-chef as well. Before I had my schizophrenia, I used to be a chef, so I'll be including ways to cook with the foods that are good for the brain nutrition as well, and all that kind of stuff. But I set up a community interest company as well last year to try and spread the word of brain nutrition in the UK, and in particular, again, gluten sensitivity. Because, I mean, if they say 30% of people have it with schizophrenia, that's a lot. That's like a third. That's a lot, man. There's like, if you line 10 people up with schizophrenia, three out of 10 will be gluten sensitive and will show an improvement in the condition. And I've never been told by the NHS or any of the services that I've come across And I've looked as well, there's no other gluten sensitivity organisations in the UK specifically speaking about gluten sensitivity, and even more so gluten sensitivity and mental health. And if you look at the mental health charities, a lot of them actually recommend bread and wheat on their lists for foods that are good for mental health. If you go on the NHS, it's pushed as a healthy staple. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it's that healthy. I think they exaggerate its health and its benefits and its fibre and all that, because it's not that good when you compare it to other food. It's still a processed food. It's not good for blood sugar. It messes with a lot of people's digestion. But my main issue and my main thing I'm talking about is gluten sensitivity and the 30% of schizophrenics who have no clue, probably, like I did for years. I'm angry about it because for years I had no idea that this could be a problem. I got lucky. I read a book called Wheat Belly and I tried it. It wasn't even for the mental health. This book didn't even recommend it for the mental health. It recommended it for other things. And it just so happened that I noticed massive improvements in my mental health. And just my whole diet changed. It started a domino effect. I fell off the wagon a bit last year, but I'm back on it again now. I'm back on the good brain nutrition. And what I've noticed also with it, as well as an improvement in the mental health, I've noticed a massive improvement in my cognitive, my positivity, my performance, my memory, everything just improves. Total brain improvement when you fuel the brain properly and you removed negative trigger foods. So yeah, I'm looking to spread the message to others, especially, I mean, not even those without brain nutrition problems though. I mean, even those without mental health problems, they should try brain nutrition because it improves, it lowers the risk of getting these problems in the future yourself. And also the risk of elderly cognitive decline lowers if you eat and fuel the brain properly. So that's what I want to share. Basically, I stick to the basics. I don't make it too complicated because I can't do with the complicated stuff myself. To be honest, I stick to what works. I stick to the basically what I've said: eating the right fats, lowering inflammation, removing trigger foods, and gut health. And that's it. That's all I talk about. And I talk about the best ingredients to do that. I talk about the best foods to do that. I mean, the best recipes, the best ways to cook. I'm good at that. I was very good as a chef. I was good at menu creation and creating in recipes, and I've learned how to cook with the ingredients that are good for my brain. So I'll be looking to share that with others. And I've got no diet bias either. I'm not. I think every diet is viable for brain nutrition, from vegan to carnivore. Everyone can be improved to eat for the brain, and that's all I care about. So don't concentrate on any diets. All inclusive, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. I want to talk about brain nutrition. I want to spread the word, and particularly gluten sensitivity. I encourage anyone to give it up for 30 days if you've never done it before, and just see what happens. To see if you notice anything better. You might notice your digestion's better. You might notice your thinking's better. You might notice some improvement you're not expecting. Do you know what I mean? Like happened to me. But especially if you've got schizophrenia, give it a go. And I know it's hard to try these things. When you're schizophrenic, you live in a dark place, and it's hard to totally change your diet and do these things, even if you're not schizophrenic. So yeah, I'd say, Jeff, if you can, give it a go. And like, if you know someone who's got schizophrenia, let them know about this and let them look into it. I mean, I'm not making this up. It's all known stuff. Like, so yeah, see what's out there. Do your research and listen to the seeds that I'm giving you there. Think about brain nutrition. Everyone should think about brain nutrition when they eat.